Welcome to Lifestyle Med with Dr. Jade. Health, it's a lifestyle. And in general, the way that we can really think about a whole food is whole as in from the earth in its original state, unprocessed, unchanged. Hey fam, and welcome back to Lifestyle Med with Dr. Jade, your home for next level health with lifestyle changes. Are you new here? Welcome. I'm Dr. Jade. I'm a family medicine physician resident, and on this channel, we talk all about fitness, nutrition, and primary care hot topics. Those are topics that are of interest to you. Join our fam. Join our fam here on YouTube and on Instagram at Dr. Jade MD. Today, we are going to be talking about a topic that I actually get asked quite a bit, and that is, what are whole foods? If you are a part of the fam here on the channel, then you are very familiar with the fact that I recommend a primarily whole food, plant-based nutrition lifestyle. But many people will ask me, what are whole foods? And so in these 5 facts today, I'm going to be going over and breaking down what that is exactly. Number 5 in what are whole foods is veggies and fruits. This is the obvious thing. Most people understand that when we are talking about whole foods, that we are talking about vegetables and fruits. One question I get asked is, are you okay with frozen fruits and vegetables? Absolutely. As long as they are no sugar added, then absolutely that is excellent if they are frozen. And one thing you should know is that most vegetables and fruits are frozen at the prime of their ripeness when they have the most nutrients, or they are their most nutrient dense, and they're frozen into that state. So they do not lose their nutritional value when they are frozen. Now, some people ask me, well, what about canned vegetables and fruits? Now, the fruits, many of the canned ones have lots of added sugars, so I try to avoid those. Many of the vegetables can be washed off. If that is what is most affordable to you and your budget is to have canned vegetables, then that is definitely better than no vegetables. I would recommend just rinsing them off with water because they have lots of preservatives and salt in them to help preserve them on the shelf. But again, much better than having no vegetables and fruits. If you can afford fresh vegetables and fresh fruits, that is definitely highly recommended. Number 4 for what are whole foods would be nuts, grains, and seeds. Some of my favorite nuts to include would be almonds and walnuts, pecans. And some of my favorite grains would be brown rice, quinoa, barley, whole grain pastas, and oats. Number 3 for what are whole foods would be legumes and beans. This would include black beans, navy beans, white beans, pinto beans. This also would include things like lentils and peas. Number 2 for what are whole foods would be unprocessed and unrefined food. This means that they do not include added sugar or sugar substitutes, processed oils, or white flour. The simplest way to think about unrefined and unprocessed is that the food is as close to its natural state as possible, as close to the way that it grows from the earth as possible. As soon as we start to chemically process that potato, for example, into a potato chip, then that is when it starts to become processed. But instead of thinking of that potato chip, we look at the potato itself and consume that. That would be an example of an unprocessed or unrefined food, a whole food. Number 1 thing to know about whole foods is that they are foods that improve your health. Studies have shown that eating a diet rich in whole foods, including all of the foods that I have already mentioned in this video, help to prevent and reverse chronic disease. Studies have shown that they decrease heart attack, stroke, cancer, diabetes. They help to lower blood pressure. They help to lower cholesterol. These are disease-fighting foods. That is why I highly, highly recommend a diet that is rich in primarily a whole food, plant-based nutrition. And I hope that this video answers, well, what are whole foods exactly? Let me know below. What other questions do you have? Next week, we'll be talking more about what are processed food. We often hear to avoid processed food, but many people are unsure of what that is exactly. So hang tight for next week because we will be talking about a little bit more detail on what processed foods are. I hope this video answered what are whole foods, and if you have any other questions, make sure to ask below or on Instagram, and I will be sure to answer your questions. Thanks so much for being a part of the fam. I hope this channel is helping you to achieve next level health with lifestyle changes. I I look forward to seeing you next week on Wellness Wednesday. Bye. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you, and God bless.